This is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
A lot of cloud cover out there tonight across central Illinois. A lot of cloud cover today as well. And here's the thing, those clouds aren't going anywhere. Plenty as we head into the day tomorrow. Take a look here. We've got temperatures that are into the low 40s right now, 41 in Champaign, 43 degrees in Springfield. Let's take a look, show you what to expect for the hour by hour tomorrow. And look out as the rain is going to begin to move into the area. We think by around midday that's going to occur. Look at those temperatures really beginning to warm up as well. Don't forget, you can always track the very latest as that rain moves in on the WCIA 3 weather app. All you gotta do is click on the radar feature there and you'll be able to zoom right down in on any activity that occurs. And I gotta tell you, this map here is going to be full of rain by this time tomorrow night. So you can see some rain down to the south here. We'll talk more about what to expect with that coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
With still little inventory, house hunting can feel more like a race. How potential buyers have had to change their tactics to find a home. Plus, we aired a story on some people getting a bill for their COVID vaccine. Now one hospital is fixing the problem. Plus, leaking methane from a storage field has killed crops and polluted water. But what impact does it have in the air? What Target 3 found out.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We learned that, oh, wow, this is a very hot market, and houses were flying off.
They had to buy fast, and they're not alone. If you're thinking of buying a home soon, it may be harder than you thought. Good evening. I'm Jessica Coons. Paul is off tonight. Real estate agencies are actively looking for people interested in selling. There's not a lot on the market right now, so little that some realtors are changing the way they advise their clients to shop. WCIA 3's Bryce Beament is with us now. Bryce, this demand started months ago, hasn't stopped.
Well, it started since the pandemic, and people are spending a lot of time at home, so they want it to be their dream place, and the interest rates are also very low.
I would say it was definitely very stressful, especially being a first-time home buyer.
If buying homes wasn't stressful enough, the housing market is hot right now, making it difficult to find that perfect home.
I'm basically being told you don't have time to think, because if you think, it's gone.
Laura Davis bought her home in September. She wanted to wait until the end of the year, but with the competitiveness, she had to act fast.
I get an email about a house, and I contact her, like, we want to see it, and there would be an offer, and it'd be gone before we could even get to it within a couple hours.
Kristen Long with Remax Realty Associates says she has about an hour after a house showing for her clients to make a decision, but she tries her best to prepare them to act fast.
I think that the most important thing is just preparing the buyers so that it's not a, oh my gosh, what do we do? Because it's going to be stressful having to decide right then and there.
And with the hot market, people are having to outbid other potential homeowners for a house. Long is telling clients to look for homes $5,000 to $15,000 below their budget so they don't overspend.
When we do find it, they're not stretching their budget all the way through, and they're still able to afford the house that they might have to bid $5,000, $10,000 over on.
And part of the reason for the madness, low interest rates. Long says since people have been home for a year, they also may want to upgrade or quit renting. It's also busy season for house buying.
When our clients are sending us homes, we have to go. I mean, we're almost on call all day long.
But for people looking to buy a home, you may want to be prepared.
So we learned that the market's crazy, and we're going to have to be pretty, aggressive at this in order to get it.
Long said not all buyers have to pay over list price. She says it's all about being strategic with your offer. Back to you.
A lot to consider there. All right, Bryce, thank you. Long says anything under the $250,000 price point is going fastest. She says upsizing, buying a bigger home isn't as difficult if you're looking in the range between $100,000 and $250,000. Here's a follow-up. Crews started repairs on a communications tower that snapped from ice and wind. This happened yesterday in Champaign County. The tower owner says they're tearing down the broken sections. He doesn't yet know about the tower's future. We have new details on a deadly shooting in Springfield from last night. The Sangamon County coroner says a 24-year-old man was killed. It happened near North 9th Street and East Griffiths. A caller told police someone kicked in a back door before the shooting. The victim died at the scene. A woman is recovering after police say she was stabbed in the eye last night. This happened at Oaks Mobile Home in Tolono. Police say a group of people attacked that woman over a social media post. She was stabbed in a fight. Police are investigating to see who was involved. If you know anything, give them a call. Farmer City Police are looking for tips about a damaged fire hydrant. The police chief says it happened sometime overnight near Maxwell Counters. Security footage from a nearby business shows the suspect vehicle, a semi-truck. Officers believe the truck hit the hydrant while trying to turn around. If you know anything, call police. We have a follow-up from last night. Carl says it's correcting a billing error after people were asked to pay an administration fee for their COVID vaccine. We aired a story about people getting a $55 bill last night. Today, Carl announced it's putting a new procedure in place to prevent it from happening again. It happened to 30 people who don't have insurance.
We definitely want to make sure that the community knows that they will not have any, out-of-pocket cost implications in receiving the vaccine.
If you are uninsured and received a bill for the vaccine, you can call Carl for help. That number is on our website. The state continues to average roughly 102,000 vaccines a day. Breaking that down by county, Champaign County is over 1,000 for a 7-day rolling average. Macon County is at 793, Sangamon County over 1,800, and Vermilion County 533. As for the latest on case numbers, Illinois has nearly 2,000 new ones. Another 19 people have died. Positivity rate continues to stay at 2.6%. New tonight, a follow-up on a Target 3 investigation. We showed you images of methane leaking from a natural gas storage field, killing crops, polluting water, and escaping into the sky. Now an expert examines the evidence and explains the impact of that clear and present danger in LaSalle County. WCIA 3's Mark Maxwell has the story.
Somebody, in my mind, should look at why is this gas continuing to leak out.
Ruth Robinson is the lawyer representing this family farm.
When I went to law school, I did study environmental law.
And Jim Stevens is the former state inspector who examined their property.
I'm not an environmental activist, I'm an active environmentalist. And there's a big difference.
Both were alarmed at how much natural gas was leaking out of Nicor's underground storage facility every day. Nicor told us their storage formation, 2,000 feet underground, loses up to 3 million cubic feet of methane each day. But that's just how much they collect and pump back down into the same leaking storage field. Former Illinois Department of Natural Resources Field Inspector Jim Stevens said evidence at the surface suggests even more is seeping out.
So it's in excess of that because they're not capturing everything, or it wouldn't be bubbling up in water wells, it wouldn't be bubbling up in creeks, it wouldn't be bubbling up in road ditches.
What hit me was that, this is a fairly large amount.
Professor Don Webbles teaches atmospheric science at the University of Illinois.
If that much emissions is going into the atmosphere, then that's something that we really should be working hard to try to eliminate because the ramifications of it are too large.
He advised President Obama's White House on climate science.
And one of the things I did many years ago is developed a concept called global warming potentials that's used by all the governments of the world, basically, in terms of looking at one gas relative to another for climate change. And for methane, the factor is about a factor of 28 higher than carbon dioxide.
Using that formula, Webbles compared the potential impact that much methane might have on the environment.
I end up with 50,000 to 100,000 equivalent cars on the road per year by that one release of methane. So it makes a big difference.
That's how much methane the field loses in a single day. And it's been happening slowly for decades.
And, this is just one situation. How many of these are out there? How many of these type of situations are out there where, gas is just unabated coming out of the ground for, 30, 40 years?
Methane is escaping all over the world from underground reservoirs that we didn't think it would escape from. And we see bubbling of methane up in the oceans. We see methane bubbling up in various other parts of the world. We're causing it. So, we got to take some responsibility here.
We still wanted to know exactly how much methane is escaping into the atmosphere. We invited NICOR for an interview. They declined. In an email, they told us they report that data on leaking methane to the Illinois Commerce Commission. The ICC told us those records, quote, don't account for any gas that escapes into the atmosphere. NICOR says the amount of leaking methane they capture is less than 1% of the total gas they pump down into that leaking reservoir. And despite the videos we've showed you, a spokesperson for NICOR still insists, quote, the shallow gas collection system ensures the gas does not reach the atmosphere. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell.
Later tonight, NICOR did acknowledge some gas does reach the surface above its storage field, but a spokesperson for the company says people living nearby should be confident in their safety protocols. The Illini have two history-making players on their team, what Io and Kofi both received. Plus, balloons and trees don't have much in common, but this time the combo could help a lot of people. Kevin, soon we'll be able to say it's officially spring.
That's right. A few more days, and then we can just blame any bad weather on, well, something else.
Not you.
Not me. Okay? Spring's coming, but we've got to get through still maybe a little bit of winter before we get to that magical day. That right there is our Flooring America Weather iNet Bratcher camera over Champaign. As we recap today, we show the highs reaching only 45. Hey, wouldn't that be nice? 79 like in 2012? Not quite going to be there. We've got rain coming back. We'll talk about that and when the sun finally returns coming up.